Okay, guys, back for another adventure. I had one of those, this has happened several times now, where I thought I was just pausing the video and then it quit on me. I think I figured out why, though. It looks like if I minimize the window while I'm paused, it stops the video. So anyway, it was actually a pretty good stopping point anyway. So here we go. Next video, next session, we made it to Sharon. Um, I kind of covered this, I think, but just in case, I'm just going to say when we make it to towns like this, we replenish supplies. So that way, if we get in a spot where we're like full survival mode outside of um, civilization for quite some time, I might start doing survivalist stuff. But other than that, I'm going to assume we have torches, rations. I find it a little bit of a grind to try and track that stuff in addition to everything else I'm always trying to track. So, on that note, I think one thing I probably forgot to do, but maybe you can do anyway. I think the rats that diseased Orgo, he would get a roll to try to undisease himself. Let's go ahead and do that. I think he's good, probably. Rat. DC 12 con. Oh, maybe not. Repeat it once per day. Does he keep losing con every day then? Because if so, then I should have checked the day before. Can't heal. Can't heal while ill. I think I might have forgotten that part too. I don't remember if he had taken damage. Repeat the check once per day and it ends on a success. I get the feeling he's supposed to go down. So on that note, I'm going to make that yesterday's check. Because there's no way if he was actually diseased and we're traveling that I'm going to, oops, forget. And there's also no way Nura would not be trying to heal him. So she's going to try and make the salve to end a disease. And that fails. Now we do make it to town. And now he's going to try to end his disease. And hasn't done it yet. This is really bad, actually. Nura gets a new try on a new day because now we're at a new town. She finally gets it. So he ends his disease, but he had suffered a fair amount. I guess I would have rolled two more d4s to see how much con he would lose. He would have lost another 5 con, so he would have been down 7 and feeling really bad by the time we got to this town. So anyway, she does heal him up. We're fine there. Everybody's good, I think. Anyway, I'm going to take away like 10 gold pieces for replenishing supplies. And I like this map for a nice riverside town, but I don't know if we actually need it, and it's too big. We may need it. So there's our, and I'll take away another 2 to do a rumor. Why not? I like to do the rumors once in a while. And our rumor is going to be, there has been a kidnapping in Lariu of a prominent artisan. Mm-hmm. Do we try and solve that? Probably not. Probably not. What else can we do? Do we need any sort of upgrades on gear and stuff? I haven't looked at that. Abbott is pretty close to a new level, but I think he'd have to get like a 4 on his carousing roll, and all we know it's gonna if we do carousing, he's just gonna get kicked out of the bar, so that's not 4 XP. I guess we don't need any particular upgrades right now. Do we have a lead to follow? Oh, I do know. Thane has to atone for his appease his god who has revoked his use of cure wounds. So does the temple accept a 5 gold piece donation as being good enough? Yes. Great. Nice and simple. So 5 gold pieces and we're good. That leaves us with 0 on our track, and that means I need to count up what we've got the last couple sessions to get our gold figured out. I do know we have some, but not a ton. 50. And there's a wizard robe, which I'm wearing. And a couple 25 gold piece items. So let's just keep crawling. You know what would be fun to do? And I haven't done this yet, and I don't know when to do it. So I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna do a in-town random encounter. Just gonna do one. I haven't had one like that, so we're gonna see if an in-town type story develops. Okay, what district would we be in? Probably be in, I wouldn't even say low district is right. Not high district. So maybe low district. Maybe market. Because maybe that's all there is market in this little town, right? Temple. Oh, Temple District. So I'm gonna roll and I'll check Temple or Market and decide which one I kind of like the best for that. Makes sense, right? Okay, we're just gonna roll an encounter. I'm not gonna be like, oh, is there a random encounter? We haven't had one the entire campaign, so we're just gonna have one. Why not? Okay, we're gonna go with the one in the temple, especially since that's where we are right now. So Thane is making his donation, praying, and the holy bull run commences with screams and gorings. So let's say that Thane goes into the temple, and the holy bull run happens, and the others are staying out of the temple while Thane goes in and does his business. And while they're there, all the people are gathering, and so Thane just kind of goes in and does his thing, and everybody else is kind of like, what's going on? And people are like, oh, don't you know? It's about to be the bull run. I think the question is, people get gored. Do we get gored? Does the bull come after us? Here's our bull. I happen to have something close enough. It's not really a bull, but running of the Minotaur. So, here they come. Let's just do it. Let's just do it this way. It's not really does he even come near us and try to come after one of our group? And on a yes, we'll just do an attack on one of our characters randomly. 5 is a no. No, but he gets somebody right next to us. And so he runs through, gores somebody, and Thane is in the temple. So what's going to happen is Orgo will run in. He's maybe the most likely to do that. Run in to go get Thane and say, we need you, we need you, we need a healer. And Nura will try to heal this commoner with her. I guess I would try the curative heal first, which is a 15 XP. Hate to waste it, but we might not need it today anyway. And that's a miss. And so Thane comes out. This makes sense, actually. Thane has just donated and just prayed. and comes running out with the opportunity to use it and save the day, at least for one person. So Cure Wounds for Thane. It's going to be a 1. Oh, cock die. Oh, let's roll it where we can see it at least. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. What are the chances? It's he misses. 5. That sucks. Wasn't a 1 at least. That's all I care about. And Nura says, Thane, you're out of practice. And she tries to heal. We're screwed, actually. If she doesn't get, she's going to do the 1 hit point salve. But if she doesn't get it, we're at like 3 rounds of someone dying. I don't think that's good enough. That's horrible. DC 11. She's not a +3 on anything. I'm going to Benny it. I hate to do this, but I'm going to use my luck token. Because I got to do something. Right? We're at the temple, though. I think it would be bad juju if this character dies now that I've played out this whole scenario. So I'm going to use my luck token in the nature of being good just to try to get the salve to heal 1 hit point. And we're good. Okay, Nura, thank goodness that was so close. And this little lady right here, where'd she go? Yeah, this little lady right here. Oh, she got drilled. Her bucket went flying. Water went everywhere. But Nura heals her up. And she goes back on her merry little way. She probably only had 1 hit point, let's be honest. Now I'm out of luck token, out of Cure Wounds, and out of healing, and I was going to head out to Hex Crawl. Maybe we better spend the day in the town. Just 1 more day kicking around. Can I just do that? I guess what I'll do is we'll kick around for 1 more day. But if I'm going to do that, I better roll another random encounter in town. And maybe I can get another rumor too. Want another rumor? Nah, we're still on the same day, aren't we? Well, yeah, but then it would be the next day. Anyway, let's roll a random encounter check. And we're good. So, I don't know. I could go any way I want in town. I'm more interested in the hex crawl sort of thing. Let's go ahead and pay to get 1 more rumor, since we're now going to be in the town for 2 days before going off. And 5 is... The city, Boknian city of Sisek is ruled by a family of powerful giants. Okay, another rumor. Sisek ruled by giants. Interesting. Maybe we don't go there just yet. All right, well, let's head out. Let's just head out and do some exploring. I was trying to get to... I wasn't actually trying to get to Avricourt. I was just trying to explore some hexes. So let's go west till we get to the edge of the world. 2911, if we can navigate there. So we rested. New morning. Here we go. Let's try to... Let's put this map away. It takes up too much space. Okay. Well, this map is fine for traveling. Here's our group. Navigate. We're okay on navigating. 2911. Wonder if we've been here. Warm and sunny, short light rains. Ooh. Kind of fun, maybe. Ground Beam Halfling Clan. Deep Canyonland settled by a bold clan of halflings. They consider themselves independent but pay a small annual tribute for peace. They specialize in a frothy form of mead. I know somebody who's going to like that, except it's light. Ground Beam, 2 silver pieces per pint. That sells well and provides a generous living. So that's kind of fun. Let's do random encounters. 1 to 3. First entering a hex. Nope. and we'll interact with the halflings a little bit. We don't have a halfling in our group. We haven't really encountered any. We've encountered mostly humans in towns. I think I have to do a charisma check to try to meet this NPC that they listed, and that is a 16. So we're good there. Okay, we have an opportunity to make some money. Norbin, the halfling, has a nephew, Tavis, that's being held at the castle nearby. Okay. He will pay us 25 gold pieces. Duke owes him a favor. Okay, so we have to go speak to the Duke to get Tavis freed. And we'll get 25 gold pieces if we do that. So that sounds reasonable. This is a safe encounter zone, so we're not going to stay here long. And we'll try to head that way. So I got to do one more random encounter check. Nope. And we want to go to 2811 if we can, which I think is right in line with where we are. We are 2911 now. So yeah, we just go up one towards Avricourt. Let's try to navigate that. Ooh. That might not get it. Gotta check my paper for my navigation. Oh jeez, I'm a mess. Okay. Navigation, is it a 12? No. 9. So we're actually good. Okay. Good deal. 2811. All we really need to do is speak to the Duke, I guess. And we should be able to do this in a day, actually. So we are at the castle hex. Steady light rain. Gloomy miserable. Ducal Castle stands on a prominent hilltop overlooking a ford. Okay, random encounter. No. Staying away from the encounters. There's a combat. Potentially. Oh. Okay, we want to try to avoid this, actually. So, I think I can avoid it with a Wisdom 12. 17, we're good. So, we see a group of knights. And we watch from a distance as they seem to be interrogating some like another group or something that's nearby. And it's enough that we can kind of skirt around them while they're busy and not be seen. So we get away from that thing and we make it, I think then we make it to the castle. I need to roll for a rumor. I might have to do this in order, so it might be harder to speak to the Duke than I thought. Rumor, 10. I bet that's good enough, actually. Does it say? It doesn't say? Maybe I just get that for free. Because the rumor doesn't have a DC attached to it. Oh, do not need to roll. You can read the rumor for free, it says. Okay. Several soldiers are openly discussing that the Duke's daughter has run off with a scoundrel. Ooh. Duke's rumor. Duke's daughter is naughty. Okay, now I need to roll for this next thing. Holy smokes. Yep, I didn't get it. So, and I have used my luck token. Resting doesn't get me back my luck token. Uh, oh, but we're in a settlement, so I don't actually have to go in order, do I? So I don't get to do that thing. So I think it's a trade icon. Hmm. Okay. So now we have the icon with Tavis, but I'm a little unsure how I'm supposed to handle this. But I think I'm going to do it in whatever order I want. And so we're going to try to talk to the Duke. That's what we're being paid to do. So let's roll and see if we can get to him. I've got some sort of charisma check, so we'll do some smooth talking with, I think it's Nuret, who's our talker. She does talk her way into the Duke. He's concerned that his daughter has left the castle. So we go in there saying, you got to free Tavis. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever. Done. But my daughter's gone. She's willingly eloped with a poor knight from Bochnia and may be headed for the border. She may be an unwilling captive. He offers to pay 500 for her safe return. We got a whole new twist here. Okay, I think we better try this. 500 is huge. Cool. Cool, I like it. So, I do think we free Tavis. I was actually gonna make it where we have to like convince him of something and do some charisma check. But because it immediately jumps into a different category, I think that's foremost on his mind, and he's fine with whatever to do with Tavis. Is kind of how I'm reading that, and that kind of makes sense at least. So let's do that. Let's go for that. Random encounter. So it's not. Oh, maybe I do have to go in order, because it's not. Now I think I did this wrong. Huh. But why would we be able to talk to? Anyway, whatever. There's one more on here, so let's try this one. 15 is good. Military advisor. Oh, there's actually some more stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all that. What we want to do is save this girl. And she is. Where does he think she's headed? Headed for the border? I don't know. Here's the problem with following this lead. I don't know if we know how to find her, if that makes sense. Like, do I need to play that out and go, do we find her in this hex, yada yada? Or is there a hex that will say, that's near Bochnia or something, near the border, that will say, oh, you random encounter, you run into this poor knight and the Duke's daughter. That's a tricky one. So we're going to follow the lead if I can figure out what headed for the border means, because I honestly don't know. I feel like I probably should. Headed for the border. And Bochnia? Is that on here somewhere? And is that what we just heard about the giants? Because that could be bad. No, it's not. But I don't see it on here. So, okay, so I didn't totally get anywhere with this, but what we're going to do is go back to the halflings. I just went there, so I don't need to navigate, right? Once I've been to a hex, I don't think I need to navigate back there. So we go back to 2911, and collect our 25 gold piece reward. Nice, that's an XP. And then, oh, I guess I have to roll a random encounter there, don't I? Yeah, even though I've already been there, I do have to roll a random encounter. No, still no, crazy. And then we're actually gonna leave again and keep going south. I think that's what we want to do, is go to the south. So let's go through. Well, I think we got to do one more random encounter as we move through, if I'm being consistent. 3010. And this would be our last hex of the day, I believe, also. Actually, we should stop. We should stop and rest with the halflings. Will they provide us safety for the night? I think probably so. I don't think I'm going to worry about that, because we just did them a favor. They paid us. So maybe they also gave us hospitality for the evening. So new day, we are going south if we can. And we're fine. 30, 10. We might be in like a new zone now. I feel like we're at kind of an area that we might not have been to. Where'd that go? I zipped past it. Okay. Warm, sunny, clear skies, thunderstorms, sunrise, wall, arduous terrain. So, okay. Suddenly we go from like safe, still safe, but arduous terrain. A line of mountains creates a rain shadow on the far side, shoots up from the valley floor sharply, make it a difficult ascent. So arduous terrain. So this is all we can do for this day, is this one hex. But it does only say check once per day. We do have to do a random encounter check coming into the hex, and we do have one. And it is a large cluster of elderberry bushes can be harvested for 5 rations. Now, what we also know now is that elderberries perhaps are a spell thing. I forget what this is called. Elderberries. Tart berry can cause command. Okay, so we don't have command. So the elderberries don't do us much, but it does feed us. So we're good there. That's helpful. Okay. Only one other check per day. Only one other check. So we're going to try to rest here at night. Let's look for a camp. I haven't had to do that in a while. I don't know if I remember how to do that. We're going to try to camp. I can't remember who my camp guy is. So, 9? Under 9 party surprised, but we've got at least a +1. Whoever I chose to camp, definitely at least a +1, or I wouldn't have chose them. So we're okay if there's an encounter, and I don't think there's gonna be, but you never know. We only have to check once while we sleep. New. Okay, so we're good. We survive. It is a new day again, and we're going to keep going south. Or should we kind of zigzag, since we don't know where we're going anyway? Is that off the map? Yeah, that's off the map. So we're going to go to the east to 3011. If I can. No, a 1 and a 2 means we got lost. 3011. So we're down 1 from it, so 3111. That's fine. It's a new hex for us anyway, I think. Oh, and it put us into the Borderlands. We weren't yet. Okay. We were trying to get to the Borderlands, right? We thought she might be headed for the Borderlands. Light fog, drizzle, cool breeze. Sunrise wall, again arduous terrain. It says the same exact thing. So, okay, random encounter check. And we do have one, and it's a bundle of 5 torches in good condition. So now we have torches and rations for a while. Good. I'm not tracking that stuff. I know I'm supposed to. I'm sorry. There's a potential combat. Do we want to see if we can avoid it? We might not anyway. We can avoid it, but I might not. Yeah, I definitely don't want to avoid this after reading it. But I already had said I didn't think we wanted to avoid it, just because I like combat, I guess. So on that note, the combat is 2d6 vultures are feeding on a corpse. So we're going to check it out. Ooh, 8 vultures. Okay. We're going to try and spook them. So we see the vultures, and we're going to run up, making noise, and see how they react. We already know what their activity is. How do I play this? Since I'm trying to spook them, I'm gonna say a low result. It just is gonna read like the reaction chart, but instead of going from hostile to suspicious to neutral, curious, friendly, there's not gonna be much in between. There's gonna be hostile. They're either gonna attack us or they're gonna spook and take off. So I'm gonna say, ooh boy, that's a tough roll, but that's okay. A 10 plus. So if we get the top 2 results, they spook and take off. If we get 9 or less, they're gonna fight. Yeah, we are fighting. I probably should have looked up what a vulture is, but that's cheating anyway. So what's a vulture? Hopefully they're not too badass, because there's a lot of them. They're on here. Okay. 8 vultures. They are level 1. And yeah, that's kind of fun. I kind of want to do this. I was going to say let's wait. It's getting late. I kind of want to do this. So let's see if we can make 8 vultures happen pretty quick here. Okay, so let's do a combat. I'm just going to pick a map real quick. And I definitely don't have 8 vultures. This is kind of rocky terrain. Is that what it was? Oh, that's a cave. That's a cave. I like that one, though. Shoot, there might not be a good map for this. There is, but it might not be in here. Let's try my other book, I guess. Got another one right here. Guess I could have paused for this, but you know how it is. I'm afraid to pause now. Rocky terrain. Man, I don't really have one. That looks rocky, but it also looks like ice. Yeah, whatever. We'll just pretend it's rocky, but not icy. Okay, so that can be our map for the vultures. Oh, did I bump my... Looks like it's way off. Okay. Alright, so we're traveling this way. And we see vultures. Argo and Abbott. They're up here somewhere. We're just going to represent them with an 8. So 8 vultures, and it's on. Here we go. Initiative. No surprise either way. We saw them, and we chose to go after them, but we're not trying to surprise them. We actually are trying to scare them, and they didn't scare, so that kind of gave up our... If we would have had any advantage, that gave it up. 13, 13. Oh, I rolled my own die twice, so I'll keep the 13, and they're 5. So we get to go first. Can I put vultures to sleep? I think I probably can. This might be perfect. I don't see why not. Offhand, I haven't used sleep in a while. Do I have sleep? I get confused sometimes. I think Krell has sleep. He does. Okay, sleep. You weave a lulling spell that fills a near-sized cube. Living creatures fall into a deep sleep. I could have checked if any of the vultures took off, but I didn't. Living creatures. Okay, just says living creatures, so they would be able to fall asleep. And I would say they would all be in a near-sized cube if I'm running like this. So let's just make this check and put them to sleep, and I don't need to kill anything. So they're just animals. 19. All right. They all fall asleep. Good thing I spent 10 minutes getting out of math. Great. He has 86 gold pieces. That's why I said, oh man, we definitely want to do this. 86 gold pieces. That's 2 XP. And Pipe of the Rolling Hills. I don't know what that is. Does Krell know what it is? I'm going to roll a check and we'll figure out what. I have a rule for that. I'm pretty sure that's a yes. 16. So I'm going to look it up. Pipe of the Rolling Hills. I think I have my pipe of... It is right in here. Okay. Long curved pipe that smells of cloves and resin. Up to 3... Oh! Oh! This is huge. Up to 3 times per day, regain 1d4 hit points when you smoke this pipe. Share it, folks. This is not for anybody. This is a group treasure for sure. And also, that's 3 heals in a day. I'm not gonna... That's not a 3 XP, but it's more than a 1 XP. So I'm calling that 2 XP. So on that note, I think we're gonna end the session. Good session for not a whole lot happening in the amount of time I'm on, but a great treasure find at the end, and that's enough XP for Tank to level up Abbott. And I have to decide what I'm going to do with Thane, because he might level up too, or come close. So, and then it might be time for some carousing too. So I'll probably come back. Well, we're now in the middle of nowhere. We're not in a place to carouse, are we? I think we're like not at all near anything all of a sudden. So yeah, good session. This is a good enough stopping point. Thanks for watching, guys. My videos are gonna slow down here a little bit, but I might get to play one more night, and I've been doing a couple videos. Like I'll play for maybe an hour or 2, but make a couple videos out of that. So maybe I'll have a couple piled up to be able to dole them out like one a day instead of whatever. Because I can't keep up this pace. There's just no way. But I'm really having a blast with it. So I also do want to keep it up. I'd love to hear any input you guys have. Comments, good or bad, whether you agree with how I'm doing things. Anything like that. But anyway, I'm having a blast. Everybody's still alive. That's good. I guess. Maybe not. Maybe somebody should be dead by now. We've had some close calls for sure. Not today though. Alright, later guys.